Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What's going on, entertainment? So tonight I'm coming to talk with another Hollywood topic. So we talk about the most salacious news in Hollywood. Okay, first I wanted to get into, guys, is the hip hop awards last night on BET. These performances, baby, y'all better off having Jostle, her cabaret girls up there, because this is crazy. They lack so much energy now. It's like, I feel like music is really going downhill. Artists don't take music seriously. The performances are trash. It's like they think, I feel like artists all they think, if I could put out a track, it trends, and then I hit TikTok, maybe get a record deal, I'm good. There's no more work else to put in. I'm set. That's it. That's what I feel like artists are thinking nowadays. Like, this performance with Sexy Red. Sexy Red performed. I don't know if she didn't want to be there or what. It didn't look like she even wanted the baby to even touch her. I was like, whoa. And I know some people are thinking, oh, it's because her news got leaked. That award show was recorded beforehand, so it wasn't live. They always pre-film the BET Hip Hop Awards. They don't film it live at all. So that was, I believe it was the day of it getting leaked, or the night of, if I'm not mistaken. So it wasn't like afterwards she performed, and that's why she was down. She didn't have as much energy as I thought she should have. She was just it looked like she was kind of going through the motions. But I like Sexy Red. Maybe it was like an off day or something. I don't know. And then we off to the City Girls performance. Another one. Low energy. Karisha looked awkward on stage. Very awkward. I don't know what it was. I don't know if because they haven't performed, on a grand stage in a minute. It seemed a little awkward to me. She seemed insecure on stage. Now, JT, on the other hand, she seemed confident. It seemed like she knew what she was doing, and she was confident in what she was doing. She started off with no bars, which I love no bars. It's on repeat for me. Okay. So it seems she was really, really happy with herself on the stage. I know some people were doing memes of her doing the eye roll. I don't think that had nothing to do with her having an attitude. That's just JT. I don't believe that. So I think that's just the internet trying to start drama and get them to start beefing and stuff. No. Because in that part of the song, she goes, oh, you think I'm like a bum bee or something like that. Basically saying, that part of the lyric was saying, like, you think I'm like basically like a bum or an idiotic type of bitch. And she rolled her eyes at that part. So that to me was, she was just doing what the song was saying at the time. I don't think she was showing an attitude. I think a lot of people read into JT more than she actually. Miami has gotten so much into the influencer type of, she's gotten so comfortable in the influencer space that I think the music has been like her backup plan now, which it's not bad, but as a group, it's not going to work. Salt and Pepper, they would have did that. Pepper was out here dating high-level CEOs and, doing interviews of people and stuff like that. Like, it's just like, that's not her main focus at the moment. So I understand why Young Miami acted the way that she did on that stage. But JT ate it up. Okay, she just ate it up. The fact that she is going to be putting out a solo project, I'm happy. Y'all know I've talked about this a lot of times on here, that I think the right move would be for her to go solo, because I think she's, of course, a lot more talented musically than Young Miami. They also did an interview where Yandy asked her, what is going to be the next move for the City Girls? And they said they're going to drop an album called Raw. Not Raw, but Raw, okay? And it's called Real Ass Whores. And they couldn't even be in unison with the name, because one of them was saying Rich A Whores, another one was saying Real A Whores. Y'all should have named it this: Real Raw. Real Raw, okay? It's giving out a TV. Y'all should have named it that, because I could have been like Real Rich Ass Whores. Boom. but they all want to name it Raw, and I can't agree on what Raw means, what the abbreviation of Raw means. So just call it Real Raw and go about your business. Okay, that's what I think will be a good album name for them. I'm not expecting some of their best tracks to be on there. I still think their best project to date is City on Lock. Okay, City on Lock to me has some of the best tracks. I still listen to them to this day. I don't think they'll be able to ever go back to that mode because they're not in that mind space anymore. They were hungry at that time. City on Lock put them really on the map and really showed us that they're putting out some different stuff that we've seen at that point of time. Now, if they were to put something similar to that, it's just not going to hit the same. And that's just, let me tell y'all something. When Yandy found out the name of that album, Yandy looked like she was, Yandy's face talks before she talks. So she was like, raw, raw, raw. Oh, raw? Look at it, y'all.
October 20th.
Can we say the name of it?
Please, let's give me the.
We might as well.
You could say what it's called, and I'm gonna get the abbreviation.
We getting it back here, y'all.
It's called Raw.
Raw.
Is it rich or real? But it's both. It's
Look at Yandy's face. I don't want to play the rest through the copyright, but it's called Rich A Horse. Okay, I already told y'all. All right, so just rename it. No, Real A Horse. Rename it to Real Rich A Horse. That'll make a lot more sense. Karisha did open up recently and say that the City on Light album, which I think is the best project of hers, gives her flashback of her son's father because of the time period that it was in. If you guys don't know, her son's father did pass, which Roland Ray did bring up. Which Roland Ray, you still gonna pay for that? How dare you? Like you still, God still hasn't got his late back for that. He still got more late backs to get for that. For real. Okay, it really is sad that that project is something that triggers her because I think that's some of the songs on that project that people play routinely. Because some of their newest stuff, can we be honest, is trash. It really is. So a lot of us just play City on Lock. Well, I do. Okay. Also, congratulations to Karisha. She received best. I don't agree with this. I don't care what nobody's saying. Best hip hop platform at 2023 BET Hip Hop Awards. The reason why this bothers me is because I feel like her receiving that award, she received it off of having the backing of a Diddy or having the backing of social media, but not actually putting in the work. This year, she's only done 4 interviews. And to be honest, Black China, to me, she is more social media. She's not hip hop. She's married. She had a baby with a hip hop star, but she technically, in my opinion, is not hip hop. She doesn't do music. She doesn't rap, doesn't sing. She had tried to, but she's not hip hop. So really 3 interviews out of the 4 really involve hip hop. So why she received this award to me, I don't think it's fair. I'm not coming from a hater standpoint. I'm just saying it from a point of somebody who put in work to stuff. It's like you didn't put in really the work. Of course, her interviews, when she drops it, it trends. Don't get me wrong. But so does Joe Budden's. Joe Budden stuff trends. Drink Champs, there's trends as well. The others, debatable. Those are the only 2 I feel like that can really compete. And of course, Breakfast Club as well. But I feel like since Angela left, but those are really like the 3 that I feel like could really compete against her. But her getting it, I just don't think it's fair. It's just not fair to me. Like 3 interviews. 3! Y'all gotta understand, we're almost done with this year. It's October. And you've done 3 interviews. That's like me uploading 3 YouTube videos and expect 1 million subscribers in a year. That's just not gonna happen. Like, it's just like, yeah, that's crazy to me. But congratulations do go out to her. I know she's very, very happy about it. Okay, and Diddy, celebrating about it. All right, JT, you guys did an interview with Interview Magazine. Shout out to JT. The reason why I like JT is she's not afraid to push the envelope when it comes to her looks as well. And I think more girls need to take examples from her. I think she doesn't want to fit into the mold like everybody else does. And that's why I like her. Because she could easily just become one of everybody else. And she's trying hard to not be. So that's what I like. Okay. In this interview, she talked a lot about how the media perceives her. And she also talked about some things like dealing with people in the industry. They feel like she needs a lot more media training, which I do think she needs media training with her likability. I think her likability in comparison to Karisha is really bad, real bad. Okay, it's just she doesn't seem like the type of person that's as relatable as a Karisha. Karisha seems like the everyday homegirl that you really could relate to. JT seems like the type of person that's very standoffish and that is hard to know. So that's what I feel like if she were to go solo full time and not just temporarily, it would be hard for her to reach the success that a Karisha would because of that relatability. There was a part in the interview that she did where she talked about how she was they asked her like how did she kind of get along with people or whatever, right? So they asked her and said, is that one of your things you want to be synonymous with? And then she says, only I like makeup, I like clothes, because growing up I always been the ish. Do not get me wrong. You could go to my Facebook. Do not let the mugshots fool you. But now to be able to afford the best makeup and the best stuff means everything to me. Because before the industry, I never got the you ugly until I got in the industry. And then the interviewer says, I know what you mean. And then she says, I never had a problem getting boys. I never had problems hanging out with other girls. I never had a problem making it because I was the ish in my city. But when I got in the industry on a different level, it was like, nah, that is not the standard. So for the tables to be turning right now and everybody to be like, JT is so pretty, I love that. That was one barrier that I did break down, to be looked at as a beautiful Black girl, and for other girls to say, oh my God, I look like JT. I get that all the time. I used to get mad like, B, is you trolling me? But I get it now. And I really love that. I take full responsibility for the girls that have a broad features, big noses, big lips, and darker skin. I feel like she's starting to realize how she used to come off on social media. So I think she's starting to take a little bit of correction, which is good. And show us like a different side of her. So I'm excited to see like her solo project and everything all done. Cause of course, any song JT is on, she eats. Now Karisha, okay. One thing they did at the award show last night that I think was cool. Shout out to Judy. Baby, she gonna make sure she puts the Kaleidoscope products out, okay? Because the brat did her own Kaleidoscope cipher, where Kaleidoscope is basically like the hair growth oil, and the person who ate the most is Santana. It literally sounded like an ad commercial for the Kaleidoscope products. Who disappointed me the most was Scarlett. Scarlett to me didn't come as hard in the cipher as some of the other girls did, and Santana. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that little cipher as well. Okay. All right. Next I wanted to get onto is Von Shay. I don't like her. That's like I used to ponder. I'm like, oh, you know, maybe it's the whole situation with gunplay and everything like that. Nah. I watched Love and Hip Hop the other day. The way that she splashed Amada Negra with that water, oh my God. You better be. Let me tell you something. Remember that season on Love and Hip Hop when Amada was accused of doing Santeria and all these voodoo type things on JoJo? You better hope that was false and that was just allegations and that wasn't true. Because I'm telling you, I feel like the way that she's acted towards Amada is so unnecessary and it's so not even needed. You said you were friends with her for a short period of time. Amada never denied it. I feel like Amada distanced herself with her when she realized she was a clout chaser. I think that's exactly when she distanced herself. Because for her to get with Gunplay, act like she didn't know that he had prior usage history, which everybody knows that. He literally was on TV and talked about it. So you not knowing that, I don't believe you. Because let's say you're not from like South Florida, Miami, whatever. There's internet. You could Google it and saw that he's been on drugs before. So how did you not know that? Lie number one. I really feel like she used Gunplay in order to gain fame, notoriety, and clout. And it's really sad because now he's low-key on the downward spiral and she's on the upward spiral as a glow up is being like an influencer type of girl. She went on the We in Miami podcast. She talked about this man having all these financial issues. She talked about how they took the chain that he gave, that Gunplay gave to Rick Ross was fake. Like all types of stuff. And I'm like, I get you divorcing a man, but like you act like you never was with the man. That's what throws me off about Vache. She just gives me clout chaser down. She says in this interview, because they asked her about Amada, she says that they were very close. They were hanging out. But next thing you know, when DJ Envy and the internet was dragging them over the GoFundMe, she called Vache Amada. She was like, hey, like, what's up with this GoFundMe situation or whatever? I guess she was like, oh, I don't know. Just let the internet, they're going to do what they do. I don't really care. I guess she kind of brushed Amada off. So Amada sort of, I guess, stopped dealing with her as much. She felt like it was fake. Mind you, they met through the show. It's not like you know Amada for years and years and years. So technically, she'll owe you a lot if, let's say, she's not super close to you. I don't think Amada is a girl's girl. I will say that. Okay? But she just gives me clout chaser tease down. And it's really bad. Like, it's real bad. Okay? Apparently, Gunplay is after the coins. So she did say she dropped the lawsuit against DJ Envy, which I'm glad that she did because that was pure BS to me. That whole GoFundMe situation, her dragging it the way that she did was a little extra in my opinion. That's why I sort of first started side-eyeing her. I get her being upset with it, but you doing like putting a lawsuit against somebody who literally does media, and it's not like he was like a YouTuber or something. This is a radio host, syndicated radio, so it's like it's a little bit more serious. And yeah, I just don't get good vibes from her. And I'm glad Amada threw that plate of food the way that she did. Because she splashed Amada down. Amada's like, listen, mama. Boom, she threw the plate. Listen, this is the thing I love hip-hop Miami. How you be getting these restaurants to clear y'all doing this bullshit? God damn. There was food everywhere, drinks everywhere, plates, cups, glass everywhere in that scene. Because this most recent Love and Hip Hop, Vache confronted Amada on their relationship. The scene was edited down, so who knows what was said in that conversation. By the time they could get some words out, Vache goes, ooh, and throws whole splash of water in Amada's face. Amada's just pondering on it, okay? Pondering, praying on the inside in Spanish. And next thing you know, she throws a plate of food. Everybody, it didn't look like it was extras in that scene. I could tell because a lot of the people in that scene were sitting farther away and they were in clothes that did not correlate with other people sitting farther away in that scene. Some of them had scrubs, some of them had party clothes, some of them had like regular clothes. So I know they rented out that table in that section to be filmed, but all the people in the background, there was real life people. They weren't extras. So they were looking at them crazy. And to be honest, Vache, I low-key wished my to put them paws on you, to be honest, because you low-key deserved it the way that she was doing. Because it looked like she was trying to talk, and then you was going crazy on her, throwing stuff and everything like that. Like, that was crazy to me. So I just wish that she stops going on these press runs about Gunplay because it's not making the situation better to basically make it look like he's just a trash person in general. What he did was trash. Allegedly pulling out, a pow on you and your kids, that's trash 100%. But all the extra stuff dealing with finances and everything like that, I don't get the point of doing that because if you're going through a divorce proceeding, they're going to find all that out through discovery. So you putting it out publicly, you're just trying to embarrass him at this point. So it seemed like it's giving you didn't really like him. You just kind of used him for what you needed. That's what it gives me. Her being so young, I wouldn't put it past her. And him being a little bit older, I think he was a bit naive, thinking, oh, this young girl want me. And now it's like she's trying to embarrass you every chance that she can get. Okay? So Jason Derulo, you guys, is being accused of SA and sexual harassment And this was a TSR. I'm Justin Carter, and this is a TSR Investigates. We're here with an accuser that's accusing Jason Derulo of sexual harassment. She was a part of the label, then soon dropped. Let me tell y'all something. Shout out to Justin Carter. Justin Carter, y'all. I did my research. He's actually a real life news reporter in Atlanta because people was like making fun of his voice. So I'm like, I started googling him up. That's why he talks like that, because I thought he just did it for the segment. I didn't think that he was an actual reporter. So to find that out was sort of a key to me. I'm Justin Carter with TSR Investigates. Okay, so her name is Isma Amiza Gibson. Okay, now with this segment, there's a couple parts that bother me. The part that bothers me is the whole Haitian thing. Anytime a Haitian bring up a goat, it's voodoo. Now, him saying that whole goat situation, which she claims that he allegedly said, I feel like that's more of a satanic ritual than a Haitian ritual. Because I've never heard that of a Haitian ritual, but a satanic ritual, I've heard of that dealing with the goat. So basically, Jason was suggesting how, like, hey, like, if you want to kind of get up in the industry, you're going to have to, like, do what it do, pop that open or whatever, and hang out with the kid. And basically was, I guess she felt like he kept pushing onto her, propositioning her and everything like that, and she denied it every time. One time offered her a drink, she took the drink, she took the drink, and it was really heavy and like really strong, and she was like, hey, take it, and then he took a little bit and agreed with it, stuff like that. She just felt like she was being inappropriately managed and that he was trying to get with her in a sexual way, right? So I guess at one point he said, oh, if you're not trying to do it, I guess in this way, you might want to try out the goat, something along the lines of a goat bone way or something of that sort of word. And she said she looked it up with her mom and find out that it was a Haitian voodoo ritual. And I'm like, you really can't like see or determine who's right or wrong in that situation, because of course none of us were in the room. What I do think was probably really bad that did happen to her was basically some of the industry games that she sort of talked about. She talked about how she had a meeting with her artist and Jason, and one of the artists played her music, and it was a music that was presented to her, and she confronted Jason about it, and Jason basically got mad at her. She was by herself. She felt like she couldn't really defend herself. This is what she claims. So those parts of the story I could probably believe, because those are industry games that we've known that's been played around like since the beginning of music. So that's not too far fetched. It's just everything else that we can't really say yes or no, or I believe this person, just based off of one person saying one thing, one person saying another. Now, Jason did come out and basically defend himself, which we never really see Jason address anything. So the fact that he came out and said something really says a lot, because I think this story could really kind of tarnish his career. So he made sure to put out a statement, which, I could tell was PR written, because he had that cold face staring into the camera. He's like, I'm Jason, and I feel what's being alleged against me isn't right. Okay. We've heard, of course, some history of Jason having some industry manipulation type of tactics. And apparently, after doing some research on her family has had some issues as well in regards to not telling the truth on certain people. But that doesn't mean that she wouldn't tell the truth in this whole situation. So hopefully they do go to court and solve this out. It's her getting dropped from the label the way that she did. If that did happen the way that it did, I don't agree with that, and she should be compensated for that, because she says that she was kind of ghosted for a period of time and didn't know if she was coming or going, and next thing you know, they dropped her. So that in itself, I don't think is fair if that did happen. Okay. Next I want to get into, y'all, is Lala. So the internet is messy. Everybody God and hypocritical. Because how y'all gonna say Oh my God. I thought he was gay and stuff. And like all these comments, that's all you see on social media. Kind of poking at him and on sexuality, poking at him. But y'all be the same ones who be like, oh, stop the gay-ish. So y'all be feeling away with somebody living their truth, but then y'all be feeling away if somebody may be living a lie. The internet can't pick one. It just doesn't make any sense. Just because the boy pretty don't mean that he's gay. Okay? It's crazy. The fact that he did go with Lala and just had a baby out of nowhere, that is a little bit of shock. Lala has done stuff like this before to where she keeps stuff a secret until it's, announced. Like she never, pre-announces anything. So we didn't even know that. I didn't even know they were in a relationship. Oh, his brother is gay, but he's not. So it's like, I don't get what's the whole hoopla about it. If Lala want the nigga, that's it. If he baby bi, okay, that's cool. Like, I don't get why the internet went crazy. I just did. You know what I think it is? I feel like they didn't think Lala could pull a nigga like that. They low-key hating on Lala. Because Lala, without the makeup and all that, Lala's not, the baddest bitch. So it's like they see this nigga with her, they're like, oh, he probably gay. In reaction to it. That's what I think. Partially it's that, and a whole lot of it is because he's a pretty nigga. He's the type of nigga that really keeps up on himself. He probably gets the nails done, okay, feet done. He's metrosexual. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of you girlies need to hang on and get you some of these metrosexual niggas, okay, that'll really take care of themselves and you don't have to worry about it stinking or looking a certain type of way. Okay, so congratulations to Lala and stay out her business. Okay. King did an interview with Funny Marco, and this explains everything. He basically talked about how when they would film Family Hustle, he would go back to his grandma's house right after filming the show. They would call him to Tip's house while they're filming the show. Afterwards, they'll ship it back to his grandma's house. This makes a whole lot of sense. That's why I feel like he acts the way that he does recklessly, because parents them as parents, I feel like can't really check him too much because they didn't probably, I'm not gonna say they didn't play a huge role in raising him, but like they weren't there a lot of the times. Probably the grandma was watching him a lot of the time. So he feels that she's more of the authoritative figure than they are. Okay. And it's really sad the way that he sort of admitted this. And I'm glad that it was a Funny Marco and not somebody else that he was doing this interview with, because they would have gotten in a little bit deeper. And King seems a little naive, so he would have probably told it all. Okay. Because he sort of, moved on a little bit after that. You know how Funny Marco does his interviews. And a messier person would have been like, oh, okay, so like, did that make you resent them? Did you do this? Did it make you feel like that? So everything now to me makes a lot more sense. I think the grandma probably babied him a lot also, and that's why he acts out the way that he does, because he feels like he can get away with it because mommy and daddy, aren't there all the time. It's really grandmama. So grandmama babies me. She lets me do what I could do so I could do what I want in real life. Okay, which is really, really sad. And I know T.I. probably cussed his ass out once this hit the blogs, because it's really embarrassing on their end, because I was a big watcher of T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle. Like, I watched that show faithfully. Like, when Shekinah was on there, when they tried to merge it and make it into a Why Did I Get Married show, when they added LaToya Luckett on there, okay? When they did all of that, I said LaToya Luckett on there, all of that. I used to watch it like faithfully. So to hear that is really kind of sad, because they were sort of like the real life Cosby's. The family show, it had a little bit of drama, but it was still what was needed on, a show like that regarding family, because it had like a good balance of like the drama plus a little bit of funniness too. So Jada Pinkett, you guys, is coming out with a book and has been doing a promo for it. She sat down with the Today Show and she talked about how her and Will have been separated since 2016. The internet right now is dragging her. I really feel like it really should have been a dual type of interview. You guys reveal it together, because you guys revealing it separately, it does look like crazy on her end, and it makes it look like she's further trying to make him look like, a bitch. and ruin his legacy. So I get how the internet feels that way, but I think they're going a little bit too harsh on her. If they've separated for that long, I wouldn't doubt that he's okay with it being told, because it's been so long that they've been together. Publicly on the Today Show, they talked about how they would go out on these award shows and make these public appearances together, but behind the scenes, they were separated. This doesn't come as a surprise at all. What does come as a surprise, though, is the slap. Now the slap looks even more meaningless. That's the issue in my eyes. It's still his wife at the end of the day, but y'all not together. So it makes it look like it was a lot more behind the scenes behind that slap. And she also talked about how Chris Rock once asked her on a date while she was getting a divorce, while there were rumors of them getting a divorce. And he said, "I'd love to take you out." And then she says, and I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, aren't you and Will getting a divorce?" I was like, "No, those are just rumors." He was appalled. He probably said, "Wow," just how he did when he got slapped. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. And he profusely apologized, and that was that. I feel like Will knew about this. 100%. And I think that may have to do a little bit as to why even the slap even occurred. I could see that taking place. Also the joke too. Do I think the slap still was deserved? Yes, because I don't like Chris Rock. I think he's a coon. Okay, so I'm not too mad at him getting the pop in the face that he did. I just think Jada needs to go about doing some of this press and these press runs a little bit more cool. It seems like she's too hungry to tell us information that we may not have asked for. I get it's promo for her book, but it just looks like she's like an older clout chaser, if y'all get what I mean, okay? Let me know what y'all think about some of these topics down below. Are you guys excited for this new album called Real Raw? Well, no, Raw. They need to call it Real Raw, okay? And also, what do you guys think of the Hip Hop Awards last night? Leave your comments down below, and we're out, babies.
No personal thing.